What's up everyone, welcome back to Workshop Rebuild. In today's episode, I'll be working on the John Deere 300 garden tractor parts right here, and I'll be giving them a coat of primer and paint, so stay tuned. Over the past 4 days, I've been sanding away on all of these parts over here. It took so long, but I'm really satisfied with the outcome. Some of the parts still have some paint on them, and wherever there is paint, I just left it because that's sticking very well. So all these parts you can see over here are from the base frame. We have the wheel hubs over there. We have the PTO shaft over here. We have the steering column right here. And over here, far to the right, we have the front axle. Moving on to the second pallet, I have most of the panels. So I have the side panels over here, I have the fender panel over there, and the instrumental panel. Over to the back, I have the hood, I have the rear diff, and I have the frame. Everything has been sanded down the way I like it, and now I can give it a coat of primer. And after that, I'll just be painting the black parts because I do not have any John Deere green anymore. I'm gonna have to go purchase that in town. But until then, I'll have all the black parts done so I can possibly start the assembly of the base frame. But for now, I'll get the paint gun ready and the primer, and I'll come back outside and start priming these parts. So I just shared with you guys the paint I use and the strainer that I use to filter the paint before I put it into the paint gun. Now I'm just gonna adjust the paint gun so it sprays properly, and then we'll start off with the smaller parts here on the bottom end, and then I'll work my way up, and I'll always share with you guys some detailed shots. I just finished up the small parts and they're finally primed, as you guys can see. So I just finished priming the small parts that came off the frame over here, and everything seems to be drying very fast because I laid out these parts about an hour ahead of time. So now I can actually bake onto the parts out here, and that's very good. It'll speed up the drying time. I'll move on to the bigger panels over there, so stick around. I gave all the parts a first coat of primer, and this is how it looks like currently. Every part has a first coat of primer on it on the bottom side, and now I'll flip most of the parts around so I can give the top side a coat of primer. After that, I'll be painting just all black parts today, and then hopefully we can get to some assembly. Let's go for round 2. As you guys can see, all the parts I have laid out over here are primed. I did put away the parts that have to be painted green because I still need the color green. I did fill up the paint gun over here with the black that I'll be using. This is a semi-gloss black, and I'm prepared to paint all these parts, and hopefully the outcome will be great. So stick around. just got finished with the first coat of black, and every part looks amazing. What a difference from the primer to the black. It is semi-gloss, so it will reflect a little bit, and it looks perfect. I wouldn't go for matte. I think matte is a little bit too dull, so semi-gloss will be a little bit easier to clean as well, and that's why I chose semi-gloss. Over here, the frame looks very good as well, and I'm gonna give it about an hour, 1.5 hours. Hopefully I have enough sunlight here, and then I'm gonna flip them around and give it the second coat of black, but on the other side, or which would be the first coat. I'm back outside and I filled up the paint gun for the 4th time, and now I can paint the parts on the back side. As you guys can see, there's still primer over here. I'm really satisfied with the black paint. It covered very well, so now I just have to paint all the rest of the primed areas, and after that I think I'm gonna leave it just with 1 coat on the front and 1 coat on the back. The frame has to get painted as well, and as you guys can see, this is the top end of the frame. That will be all black. The sides already look very good. I might just touch them a second time because that's something that's very visible, and some rocks could hit that or something like that, so I might just touch that up a second time. But either way, let's get to the paint job. So I just got finished with painting. I had to refill 4 times, 2 times with primer and 2 times with the black semi-gloss. This is how it looks like, and the outcome is just amazing. I really hope when I have the green panels painted and then a clear coat on top of that, that'll give a perfect contrast to this black over here. It will look similar to the 317, but on the 317 I didn't put a clear coat, so I'm looking forward to that. And I'm gonna have an experience on laying down a clear coat as well. So if you guys like this video, hit that thumbs up button, consider subscribing if you haven't already, and as always, stay tuned.